What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy John. Coming back to you with another video. So, I believe you missed me. I'm back. I'm sorry for going for a while. I'm sure that you thought I was dead or something, but no. I'm alive. I'm alive and true, baby. I'm still here. I've been working on myself. I've been in a bit of a reclusive stage for the last few weeks, just taking responsibility of various things and working on myself, basically creating a life back in Canterbury, because I went there and I had nothing to do. There was just this time and depression, and I had nothing to do with my time. So I began throwing myself into all of these different activities, and I'm beginning to find things that I enjoy, a lot of which have to do with self-development, of course, mental and physical development, learning new hobbies, or just refining old hobbies, really. I mean, running, joining an athletics society, joining the BJJ crowd and the MMA and all that. Very important things for my physical and mental development. Very nice. I like it. Very fun as well, because you get to hang out with like-minded people, connect, talk, have fun, socialize, right? It's cool. But yeah, I've recently been seeing all these videos on YouTube, these zyzz videos. If you don't know who zyzz is, you're pathetic. I'm kidding. Zyzz was this guy, influencer from the 2000s, known for his bodybuilding videos, known for his zyzz revolution, right? The aesthetics movement, the brah, aesthetics brah, we're gonna make it brah, that's all him. And there's all these videos on YouTube titled Embrace Masculinity and Reject Modernity and Embrace Strength and Fitness. And I like it, man. I like it. I really like it, because this is what the ancient Greeks were. They put this on pedestals. They said that this is what you must do in order to be a man, in order to be a human being. Not just a man, but even for the women, mind you. Plato doesn't just talk about men, he talks about women as well. He says both men and women should be intellectually and physically developed to the fullest capacity. Yeah, it's not just men. And there's none of this bullshit about women should be in the house and men should be outside. There wasn't any of that in Plato's writings, because he's very, very intellectual. He's talking from a position of saying, look, we both have equal minds, and each person should do what is according to their nature, what nature has given them in terms of gifts and talents. That's what they should do. That's what they should pursue. So this isn't even a masculinity argument. I'm going to say it's embracing strength, embracing fitness, embracing physical and mental development. Yeah, because the modern age doesn't want to do that. The modern age, if you look at the modern message from most agencies, most Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, most of their agencies, most of the messages are saying that you should be weak. You shouldn't work on yourself. Yeah, if you're lonely, if you're depressed, if you're overweight, if you're just tired, then you shouldn't work on yourself. You shouldn't work to develop things. You shouldn't work to change your mindset and apply it to constructive means. You shouldn't work to change your body if you're unfit. No, they're embracing weakness. They're embracing laziness. They're embracing an attitude that is weak, entitled and weak. Because if you're weak, you can't do anything by yourself. You need other people to do it for you. So this is what we're seeing. And I like that the fact that this counter movement, this masculine movement, I'm calling it masculine, but really what I mean is strength. It includes women as well, to be honest. It's just masculine energy at the end of the day. This movement is becoming very popular. Lots of young people are joining it in the sense of a spiritual movement. They're all coming together and making a community of brothers and sisters who are dedicated to the physical and mental development to stave off these very negative ailments, these influencing movements which encourage people to be weak, and ultimately, look, when you are weak and you choose to be, and you don't choose to work on yourself and you choose to stay that way, you enable all sorts of problems in your life. You enable all sorts of issues in your mental health, in your physical health. You enable the problem. And we all know what happens to enablers. They eventually get just burn out. They burn out or they die. Enablers never last long until they gain the inner strength to realize what they're doing is wrong, and then they get off their fat ass or skinny ass and fix what's happened And that's ultimately what this whole movement is teaching people. It's teaching people to be constructive. It's teaching people to take responsibility, to take action, to actually make a move to the positive and not to the negative, which is what our society is doing. Old book by Stefan Arnio called Hard Times Create Weak Men, or Hard Times Create Difficult Times, and Difficult Times Create Strong Men Create Good Times create weak men create hard times. We're living in the hard times now, okay? And if it's not that bad financially or economically, which it will be, sorry to be a bit of a negative Nancy, it will be difficult in the future, economically. It's more important now than ever to start taking responsibility in terms of thinking 10, 20 years into the future and saying, well, how am I going to survive if it's hard to be an economic asset in this world? How will I survive? Do I have independent means of generating income? Have I figured it out? Am I financially free? No. I think everyone should be working towards financial freedom and actually really having their own personal plan in how they're going to accomplish that. There's so many different ways, but you really, I think, should be working on that. Even if it's just a trade or a skill that you have that's invaluable, that you can offer to society and make money even when times are tough. Very important to have a trade like that. But yeah, this movement, it makes me very happy, man, because it's a natural movement. When there's one force, you're going to have a counter-revolution, and this counter-revolution, of course, is this boiled up energy that's been boiling up in the last few years with all of these. It's all against all of this modern movement, the feminist movement, the toxic masculinity movement. Well, they're anti-toxic masculinity, aren't they? Where any male behavior is labeled as toxic masculinity. It's not fair to men. It's not fair to women. And I'm so happy actually to see a lot of women join this kind of movement as well, where they themselves are taking responsibility for their physical health, their mental health, going in the gym, breaking PRs, and applying themselves to positive ends. Fitness is not a solve-all problem, but bloody hell, does it help you take responsibility for something. And it's a gateway, I think. The physical fitness is a gateway into developing yourself spiritually. To push yourself, actually, to go through the pain barrier and make those accomplishments, that takes spiritual willpower. It's a combination, it's not separate at all. Very important that people do that, because your self-esteem grows when you see what you're capable of in physical fitness, and you see the incremental progress over the years or months or even weeks. You gain a sense of confidence over your own psyche that you can accomplish pretty much anything. If you put your mind to it, you put your body to it, and you actually want it, you can get it done. It's very good. It's very constructive. It's a great thing. It's a great way to develop a constructive attitude. The gym, it's like my sanctuary. But anyway, it's not okay to be weak. Or rather, it's not okay to stay weak and to enable weakness. Yeah. Okay, we all get weak at times. We all do. We're not fucking He-Men 24/7. We all have our moments of weakness. But it's important to realize what constructive steps you're taking to change the situation. Always have your eye on what you can control.